And hello, we are here live in Las Vegas for tonight's Tuesday training. So, yeah, it's a different setting and it's a different time zone. So, it's all different for me this week. So, welcome to Tuesday, Training Tuesday. And I'm here from beautiful, sunny Las Vegas this week. I'm traveling this week. Um, and it's adding actually to the topic that I want to talk about tonight, to the whole holiday shenanigans. Because as you guys know, we got started right in there with the shenanigans last week, didn't we? It is the start of the holiday season. Are you feeling it? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I have been so distracted and a little bit out of sorts and cranky, trying to figure out, like, how am I going to possibly do all this? How am I going to do all this? I felt like that dog in Up, right? Having squirrel moments, right? Every time he's walking around, he's talking to the squirrel. The difference is for me is I get the squirrel moment, and then instead of coming back to where I am, I'm like squirrel, 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 squirrel. Like I'm all over I'm all over the place. Very unfocused, which is not my normal me. But it's the holiday season, so I feel it a little bit more. Like this morning, I'm on a conference call, on a Zoom call, and fortunately, it's a meeting where I'm a consultant and I'm there to take in information. I'm not having to actively participate necessarily. I'm there to take in the information and absorb and learn. So I'm there as a consultant. And thank goodness, because in the back of my head during this entire call, I'm thinking about, oh, I got to schedule a nail appointment. I should get my nails done. That would be nice for the holidays. And I wonder if my son got his doctor's appointment made finally. And the dog groomer, I think that's coming up soon. And I think my email dinged. I wonder who emailed me. And I'd really like to check my text messages. Like, right, all these things are going on in the back of my head. It is taking all my conscious energy to try to stay focused on what's happening in that call in that moment. It reminds me of, like, every morning, as you guys know, I try to meditate, and I have monkey mind, right? It's what Buddhists call monkey mind. Your mind is like a monkey hopping from tree to tree and branch to branch and all over the place. And it's just been so much worse. I'm not normally this easily distracted. But I think it's a big part of it is just because right now things are a lot more intense than usual. And so, I mean, every week, right? Every week we're talking about work-life balance here. We're talking about strategies for how do we cope and how do we manage and how do we advance our career. And we talk about this every week and every day in this group, on a regular day. It's not a regular day now, though, is it? I mean, we are in 5 weeks now, 5 weeks to go of not regular, not normal. We are in the holidays. And so no matter what holiday you celebrate or whether you don't celebrate any of them, the truth is that this is the season and it's affecting all of us, because even if you don't personally celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or anything in the month of December, for example, it's all around us, right? If you're online, you're seeing the ads, you're seeing the stuff pop up if in your email box and stuff. If you walk out your door, you're seeing the Christmas displays and all of that stuff, right? So there's all this stuff going on that is holiday related that is impacting us, and it's stressing us out, and it's impacting others and stressing them out. So all of this, we got 5 weeks left. That's what I keep thinking about, just 5 weeks. So this is what we're going to talk about tonight. Hey, Christine, it's good to see you. And hey, Joyce, he hasn't been to the doctor. So he has and he hasn't, both, right? He's seen the doctor. It didn't do us any good, to be perfectly honest. So I've got him scheduled for another doctor's appointment. But of course, on a regular cycle, now that my son, for those of you just catching up, has asthma, had an asthma attack a couple weeks ago. It was bad. He's breathing normally now. So now they're like, we'll see you in January. That's how the healthcare system's working for us these days. Whole separate topic. We're going to talk about holiday stress tonight and how to get through it. So, for those of you who don't know me, welcome. I am Natalie Hahn, CEO of Dirty Girls Consulting. So happy to have you here in our group, Accelerating Leadership for Professional Women. And you are at Training Tuesday. So say hi in the chat like Christine and Joyce did, and introduce yourself. If you haven't, tell us where you're listening in from. This week I'm on the West Coast, so I am traveling this holiday season. This is it. This is my this is my holiday travel outside of New England. I'm in Vegas this week. I'm in Phoenix next week. Um, and I got to say, it's kind of beautiful. So, as much as I'm not so keen on traveling right now, because we're still in a pandemic, it's 65 degrees and sunny here, which sure beats 40 degrees and overcast, which is what I left behind in Massachusetts. So, I'm going to take it for the few days that I'm out here. All right, so what are you guys doing for the holidays? Hey, Rachel, good to see you. Do you have plans? Do you have family coming in? Are you traveling? Cooking, cleaning, like what stuff is going on for you in the holidays? And I'm happy for you to share it in the chat and share it with each other. If you're going somewhere, where are you going? I hope it's fun. This trip to Vegas is actually a work trip, and Vegas in particular makes me nervous because there are so many people here. And it's been a couple years, not only since I've been to Vegas, but since I've been around so many people. Arizona next week is to see family, and then I'm back on the East Coast. But East Coast then is also family and cleaning and cooking, and I will be bouncing around the New England region a little bit, visiting people. So it's going to be a little chaotic these holidays. Hey, Jackie's here. Jackie's wrapping gifts. All the wrapping, yeah. That's part of the work of the holiday season. And Rachel's introducing herself. So she works at FedEx, so all of you be grateful to her for all the hours she's going to be putting in for you this next month, making sure that all the gifts that Jackie's wrapping are getting to the right places. So yeah, it's on top of our normal activities, we now have this layer of stress, right, that we call the holidays. And one of the reasons it is so much more stressful is because we start involving other people. People that we don't see that often, right? Sometimes it's family members, sometimes it's friends, but when you think about it, like for me, for example, the last time I saw my parents, which is who I'm seeing in Arizona, was 6 months ago. Yeah, it's almost 7 months ago, right? With the pandemic and everything, it's kind of hard to get out there and see everybody. And so, but what happens when we include other people, family members, friends, people we haven't seen for a while, right? And we're doing things like hosting parties and getting together and all of that. What happens? We're adding in judgment. There's judgment. We're judging ourselves. We're worried that they're judging us, right? So for me, here's the monologue. And I would love to hear if any of these things are what go through your head also when we're talking about holiday season and entertaining and all of this, right? My first thought is always about food. It's always about the food. But my thought is always, is the food going to be okay? Am I going to have enough food, right? Is it going to be good? Are they going to like it? Who has allergies? Don't try any new recipes, right? No risks in the holiday meals because you don't want to risk something not turning out right because you didn't try it the week before to make sure it was okay. And then I go to, is the house going to be clean enough? And I know the answer to that. The house is never going to be clean enough. Just never. Right? But it's still the stress in my head. Can I get the house clean enough? Am I going to have like witty conversations? Like, what do I know about current events these days? Holy cow. Even coming out here to this conference, I'm in the Uber, I'm in the car. My son is my Uber. My son is driving me to the airport and I'm asking him, what do you know about current events? Fill me in. I need the cliff notes so that I can have intelligent conversations with adults while I'm out here. My kid is really good at the whole current events thing in politics. He's always up on all that stuff. So I got my Cliff Notes version. But but this is what I'm stressed about, right? So first of all, is there enough food? Is it good enough? Is the house going to be clean enough? Never. Do I know enough to have a conversation outside of what's happening in my immediate life right now? Did I time my travel okay? Like, how's my travel now going to upset my schedule? Because right now I'm in a time zone 3 hours behind what I'm used to. How am I going to manage my sleep schedule and all the things I have to do? I have a dinner tonight. It's at 7:30 Las Vegas time, which is 10:30 East Coast time, which is past my bedtime, as a matter of fact, right? So all these things I'm trying to work through. Christine, exactly, judgment. And this is what it is. It's the judgment. So I go through this list, first of all, judging myself. Did I manage it okay? Am I managing it okay? Is it going to work out? Can I do better than okay? And then I worry about the judgment of other people. What are they going to think? Am I going to look as frazzled to them as I sometimes feel? And what are they going to think about that? How are they going to judge me as being, not having it together, or not organized, or not creative enough, not smart enough. All those gremlin voices come up. And it sends us into our stress reaction. So what's your stress reaction? We have kind of two main routes we go when we get stressed. There's the overdo it route, and there's the underdo it route. And we can do a little bit of both. I ping pong between both depending on the situation. But the overdoing it route, so drop in the chat if you're an overdoer or an underdoer. Because when we get stressed, what happens when we overdo it is that we start jumping on top of it. I gotta get it done, gotta get it done, gotta get it done. We start driving everyone around us to get the agenda done, check off the tasks, double check everything. We're trying very hard to control everything, to make sure everything's not just buttoned down, but locked in and good to go, and no mistakes can ever happen, right? That's the overdo it mode. We're pushing hard to make sure that it's all perfect. The underdo it mode, which is my secondary mode. My primary mode is overdo it, and then my secondary mode is underdo it. And underdo it is give me a blanket and Netflix, and I'll see you in January. Which truthfully these days is more where I would like to go. I would like to just curl up on my couch in a blanket and Netflix. I've just started watching The Expanse. I'm still in the first season, and I'm like, I think there's a few more seasons to go. I could drag that out until Christmas. I think I could. So are you an overdoer or an underdoer? So Christine, overdoer. Jackie, overdoer for sure. Jackie, how do you see shopping done by early November, by the end of November, the beginning of November? Holy cow. Holy cow. You are on top of it. See, you all are overdoers. I start in overdo mode, and then sometimes I move to underdo. And this is what happened to me last week, right? So you guys know that last week we were supposed to have this conversation about holiday stress, and my power kept going out. Like, it started at like 1:30 in the afternoon. It would go out for like 10 seconds. That's it, 10 seconds. But every time it went out for 10 seconds, it took a full 10 minutes to reboot. And between 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock, it was going out at just random intervals. So like sometimes it'd be 5 minutes, it would go out for 10 seconds, come back up, and then it'd be up for 5 minutes, and then it would go out again for 10 more seconds, 10 more minutes to reboot, and then it would be up for like 40 minutes. So it would almost like psych you out. I'm like, we're over it now. It's not going to go out. And then boom, it would go out again. It was so random and so frustrating that by the time 5 o'clock came around, and we do this at 6 o'clock Eastern time, right? I was just like, I can't start a training and then have it go out, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes in, and then take 10 minutes to reboot. It was so frustrating. Now, at the same time this is going on, like, I've prepared the training and I'm trying to get ready. I'm trying to get dinner ready for my boys. And at the same time, again, it's Training Tuesday, right? Thanksgiving's Thursday. I have a packed weekend for Thanksgiving weekend. I was bouncing all over different parts of New England. So I was trying to get everything ready. So I was feeling the holiday stress, which is probably why the topic came up in mind, right? But here I am, the lights are going out, and it gets dark now at about 4:30 in Massachusetts. So now the lights are going out and it's dark. So I'm lighting candles in the kitchen because I'm trying to make chicken piccata for the boys. And I've got potatoes in the oven, but the potatoes, the oven keeps going on and off. I don't have a gas stove, it's electric, so the stovetop is going on and off. And I am just pounding these chicken thighs to get them nice and even for my chicken piccata. Only the lights are going out, the candles are on, and I'm getting so frustrated because I'm realizing I may have to cancel the training tonight. And it's making me very mad. And I am pounding these chicken thighs like as hard as I can, and I'm yelling. And I'm not really a yeller, but like every time the lights went out, I would let out like this primal yell and then pound the chicken harder. So my son came downstairs. This is my 22-year-old came downstairs. He's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I think he was partly concerned and partly annoyed. And partly concerned because I'm not a yeller. I actually don't get frustrated all that easily. And so I think he was concerned about that, and then I think he was annoyed because just all my primal screaming was just disrupting him. And he himself was frustrated, right? Because he can't do anything either. He's trying to do his college work, and his laptop power is getting on and off. It's hard for him to save things. If he's trying to relax and play video games, that's not happening. So he comes down, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm venting my frustration because I'm going to have to cancel tonight, and I can't even get the chicken cooked for you guys. And he's like, Mom, there is nothing you can do about this. And I'm like, I know, but I'm still mad. I know. He's like, so let it go. You can't fix this. And I thought, this is my kid. Of course this is my kid. This is my kid, and I kind of want to punch him in the face right now. But he was also right. He's like, aren't you training on this anyway? I'm like, yeah, I am. He's like, go do your thing. And what he meant was not go do my thing, go do the training. He meant go do your thing. Go do what you're supposed to do to recenter and refocus and de-stress. And on my list of de-stressing techniques is not pound the hell out of your chicken thighs. It could be. It honestly didn't feel bad. And I might have to add primal screaming to my list of things to do to de-stress. But it wasn't on the original list of the 5 things I was going to share with you guys tonight. So I'm going to invite you to share what are the things you do to de-stress? Because here's the thing that occurred to me as I was going through all this, right? And I knew this, but I didn't think about framing things that way until I went through this last week, this kind of stress thing, which is that we all do respond to stress differently, right? And given what the stress is and what our mood is and what's happening, we may respond in that overdoing mode, or we may respond in that underdoing mode. And I saw that, Joyce, you said an underdoer and then last minute try to be an overdoer. Guilty. I've done that. Christine, that's a beautiful thing that you and Erwin told families that the holidays are just yours. That's a beautiful way to actually set some boundaries around how to manage your stress. And that's an important thing to do. I love that. Holidays are great now. I love that. In thinking about the fact that we all respond to stress differently and we all do the holidays differently, right? Our de-stressing techniques are going to be different. So I do want to invite you to include your de-stressing techniques in the chat. I'm going to share what calms me and what worked for me. I did go through my 5 tips that I was going to share with you last week. I went through them last week after my son remonstrated me. Just kind of double check. Is this truly my list? Is this truly what I do, and does it work for me? So Christine shared hers, which is she put a boundary around it. She and her husband put a boundary around it and said, you know what? We're not messing with you guys with the holidays. It's too much effort, too hard. And so she's got a great boundary now that works for her. So put in the chat what works for you when you find yourself kind of pushed over the edge a little bit, or in the monkey mind. Like I was telling you earlier, I had the conference call, right? My mind is hopping all over the place. What I started to realize was that some of my initial responses of what I want to do are not my best responses, right? So I'm on the conference call, my mind is hopping all over the place, and truly the first thing I thought of was, just pull out your phone and play Candy Crush. They'll never notice. Right? Was literally to check out, just to check out, shut down, disengage. I didn't do that. It is an option. It is always an option. This morning on the conference call, not my best option. So I plowed through the call, and the other option I came up with was go get another cup of coffee. Just help yourself sort of recenter, refocus where you are. So I got through the conference call. And then I did go out and go to the Starbucks downstairs and get another cup of coffee. Also maybe not my best option. But at this point, I was trying to find some grounding, right? Between traveling, being in a hotel room, right? I've traveled twice in the last 2 years, right? 6 months ago to see my parents in Arizona, and then this week to get here. So it's a little still unnerving to be traveling, right? So just trying to resettle and reground. And then I thought again about the tools. So page for my own playbook. Did some of the stuff today, did all 5, walked through all 5 last week when the power was going in and out and I was beating up my chicken. So I'm going to share that with you. I would love for you guys to share with me, what do you do? So First thing, I say this, I think almost every week I say this in Training Tuesday. It just happens to be the tool that works the most universally because it works physiologically as well as mentally, which is breathe. Breathe. Most over-delivered, underutilized piece of advice, right? That's out there. Here's what I recommend, and this is what I do to regain control. It's not always enough just to breathe. Like, especially if my mind is a monkey mind, like trying to breathe in and out is just, it's too much effort to try to get an even flow, to try to immediately relax. So instead I do what they call a box breath. A box breath, do it 5 times. And a box breath is where you breathe in, you hold, you breathe out, you hold. Breathe in, you hold, breathe out, you hold, right? You're creating a box with your breath. You can do it for any number of counts. I recommend at least 5 counts. If you're a slow breather or a deeper breather, breathe out for 5 counts, hold your breath for the 5 counts. This forces you to focus on your breath because now you have to count to make them even in, even out, right? It gives you that little bit of space you need to reset your body physically, right? Reset your breath and to ground. Now, sometimes this is enough. And on Tuesday last week when I did this, it helped. It wasn't enough, but I stopped my primal screaming and beating the chicken, and I did the breath, and I just felt a little more grounded, a little calmer. So that was trick number 1, is breathe. It's an easy thing you can do. You can do it whether people are standing around you or not, right? If you're dealing with relatives and people and that kind of chaos, this helps. It helps reground you. The second thing is to, if it isn't enough and I realize I need more grounding, which I did, I need more grounding, I need to study myself more. The second thing is to actually look at your schedule. Go to your calendar. What is actually happening in your life right now and in the near future? Right now and in the near future. So whether you keep your calendar on your laptop or on your phone or actually in a day planner like a physical book, what I want you to do, and this is what I did do, is go find 15 minutes. Do I have 15 minutes right now? If I have 15 minutes right now, I'm going to take it. If I don't, then when is the next window that I have 15 minutes, and book it? And what you're going to do in that 15 minutes is you're going to block it off, and you're going to get up, stand up. You're going to go outside. You're going to go outside and you're going to take a walk. You're going to walk for 5 minutes, and then you're going to turn around and walk back for 5 minutes. And that's it. Outside, I don't care if it's raining, we don't melt in the rain. I don't care if it's snowing, you have a coat. But getting outside, physically getting yourself out in the fresh air and back in touch with the broader environment around you can be a huge help in resetting. So you're taking care of your breathing. Now you're going to get outside. You're going to give yourself a different perspective. You're going to get away from this, away from the computer, away from the phone, away from the people. You're going to give yourself 15 minutes. So, second thing you do, breathe, look at your calendar. If you can do the 15 minutes right then and there, do it. Take advantage of it right now, because what I'm looking at was like, what are the immediate tools you can use? But sometimes, like with all the stress that's going on, it's like, I really can't step out the door right now, but I could in 30 minutes, or I can in an hour. I want you to book it. You're making an appointment with yourself. Now, and you're going to move your body. That's the other piece of it. It's just physically moving your body helps tremendously. You're going to breathe. You're going to breathe normally. Now, third tool, and this is a longer term care thing, but it's something I want you to do in the immediate moment. And that is, look at your calendar and book exercise. What's going to get you through the next 5 weeks is not going to be squeezing in a short workout when you can. What's going to get you through the stress of the next 5 weeks is not going to be going, if I have time later today, I will do that. Because we know that that means it's not going to get done. We're too busy. We just are. And then by the time you have that 45 minutes at the end of the day, you're too tired to want to commit. So self-care, 45 minutes twice a week. I don't care if it's yoga or running or taekwondo or weightlifting. Ideally, it's something physical. Doesn't have to be. All right? I want you to look at something, some activity that is for you, that ideally gets you physically moving so that physiologically you are shifting your energy. You're physically shifting your energy. If you can't, for whatever your reason, get out and exercise. Like if the exercise regimen just isn't going to work for you. And again, this is not an exercise regimen because you're trying to lose weight, because you're trying to rein in the holiday pounds or make yourself feel better for eating. This is not about guilt. We are not alleviating guilt here. We are literally trying to shift our energy into a more positive mode. So you're going to book 2 45-minute sessions every week for the next 5 weeks that are about you and self-care. If it cannot be a physical exercise release, a physical release, then make it a creative one. Something creative you love to do. I know for a fact that Jackie loves to cook. And so maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's crafts. Maybe you make all your Christmas gifts. I don't know. But whatever it is, make it a creative thing, not a stress thing, not a have to do thing with a deadline, so not the Christmas gifts, but something that puts your energy in a different place and has you physically doing something different that is all about taking care of you. Okay? So those are the first 3 things. It's breathe. It's take 15 minutes to move your body right then and there, and a 10-minute walk is in that 15-minute window. I figure you need a couple minutes on either end to kind of get your coat on, get your boots on, get yourself set, and then to come back and breathe for a minute and get back to whatever you were doing. Third is you're going to book in your calendar, because you can do that now. You're going to book in your calendar 2 45-minute sessions for the next 5 weeks in which you're going to practice self-care. So Christine shared that her de-stressor is a gratitude journal. Nothing makes you come back to earth quicker than seeing all of your blessings on paper. That is so true. That is so true. That taking a moment just to actually consciously realize it could be worse. We kind of don't want to say that it could be worse. It's really more of how much better it could, it doesn't need to be better than this. I have everything I need. And that's the beauty of the gratitude journals, right? It's the recognition that we really do have everything we need. We really are there. So take advantage of that. For me, one of the reasons why the physical part, like the yoga and the Pilates, are important, and sometimes I will do a live video for you guys when I'm on my way to or from class, is because the unnoticeable tension that I do is I clench my teeth in my jaw, and I get tense up in my neck and my shoulders, and I don't notice it for a long, like I'll be in that position for a long time before I notice it. And then I'm like, oh, that hurts. Right? So becoming more conscious and aware of how my body is responding is important. So me physically being able to go stretch that out, relax, and remember what it feels like to not be clenched and stressed is really important. Rachel loves to get a facial when that's some good self-care right now. Jackie, stirring requires arm strength. Hey, depending on what you're making, it does. If you're making breads and kneading dough, that's definitely arm strength. I've gotten very tired making breads in the past. Okay, step 4. Mantras. Quick, easy, immediate, and can be fun is use a mantra. You're in that moment of stress, your relative has said something annoying, the kids are running around screaming, something got burnt on the stove, you feel yourself getting tense and getting ready to lose it. A simple mantra. If we use mantras consistently, they really do change the way that we think. What we're doing with a mantra is we are reprogramming our mind. We're reprogramming the way we think, because the automatic reaction is often the gremlin voice reaction. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you're not good enough. The conscious reaction then is the mantra. And we want to reprogram our mind to automatically go to that statement, not the gremlin statement. So when I used to work for this guy, he was a horrible bully. I've talked about him a lot because bullying comes up in the workplace. But he used to always say demeaning things about how I wasn't ready for a bigger role. I wasn't ready to be that vice president yet. I wasn't ready. And I used the mantra, I am creative, I am smart, I am resilient. Because I am. I am creative, I am smart, and I am resilient. That is what I knew about me. And that is what I believed about me. And it had nothing to do with him. It had nothing to do with whether or not I was going to get that promotion. But it had to do with grounding myself in who I was and really ignoring who he kept pushing on me, right? What he was putting out there is his vision of me. Because he would push me to question myself. He would push me to feel insecure. That's what he wanted from me. And so my mantra of I am smart, I am creative, I am resilient was all about, nope, you're wrong, because I know me. I know me. So once his bullying stopped sending me into spirals, because initially it did. When he first started, I was kind of blindsided by it. I didn't expect him to be the bully. I was upset. I was ready to quit. I was on the phone every night with Shirley, who was my Dirty Girls partner. She was talking me off the ledge. And at the time, I was on the phone with Shirley every night. She was my best friend, and she was my coach. And we started Dirty Girls. It was actually out of this bullying incident where I started grounding back into me and who I was and what was important to me, that I started thinking about, well, what is it that I really want to be doing? What's the impact I really want to have? And that was the year working for that bully that she and I founded Dirty Girls. So there you go. Being creative, being smart, feeling resilient led me to think there's somewhere else I'm meant to be, and it's not here working for this jerk. So what is it, right? It helped me reground myself and then explore into what's the next best thing. So I want you to think about what your mantra is. And your mantra can be just to get you through the holiday season. It can be for your longer term goals. You can have multiple mantras for multiple situations, right? It can be, I'm a calm and loving person, and I appreciate my life exactly as it is, right? For those of you, and I can see you guys in here talking about gratitude, right? Pamela also does a gratitude list of 10 things daily. That's awesome. 29 would be a lot. I think you could do it, but 29 daily would be a lot to go through. But 10 things daily makes total sense. So if you're not feeling the whole, I am calm and loving, I appreciate my life exactly what it is, then maybe you do, I am calm and rational. I am above the chaos of today. If that's still a stretch, you could do, I am a badass and I'm strong enough to get through this. Because you are. You guys are great. So the mantra doesn't have to be this big picture, kind of hippy-dippy, overflowing things. It can be a very much in the minute, anchor you back to now and to who you are right now. Pamela's got the high five in the mirror, and I am safe, I am loved, I am resilient. Awesome. That's a great one. Think about this. Relatives are, picking on you for parenting skills, or why aren't you married yet, or what's up with your job, right? I am a good mother. My kids are fine, right? I will find the career I need. I am at peace, whatever it needs to be. But find the mantra. Okay. Last tip, and I love that you guys are sharing. Share anything else that you've got going on. We've got Rachel. Oh, the mindful breathing for 1 minute. Perfect. Isn't it cool that we have technology now that actually talks us through this stuff? Okay. My last tip for surviving the holiday shenanigans. This is probably the easiest one, the most fun one. I want you to do the mantra. I want you to book things on your schedule. I know that I've given you a ton of homework, but this one is important. This homework is the most important one. I want you to create a playlist. 5 songs. 5-song playlist. The 5 songs that always get you singing, dancing, feeling ridiculous, happy. But pick 5. 5 songs. Music is one of the fastest, surest ways to shift our energy into a much better place. A much better place. So that's what I want you to do. Because that is what I did. That is what I did. I use the juice on my phone to play. I have a music playlist I call Anthems. because it's always the anthem songs that get me kind of moving and dancing and feeling so much better. And I can't help belting them out, and it doesn't really matter what mood I'm in at that moment. Create a playlist of your 5 favorite songs and have it ready to play so that in under 10 seconds, when that moment strikes, you just go phone, play, boom. You're in a whole new headspace. It is true what they say, right? Music soothes the savage beast, soothes the savage beast that's provoked in us during the holidays, during the holiday time. So anytime you're feeling stressed because somebody wants to know why your career isn't where it's supposed to be, or when you're having kids, or why you haven't dropped 10 pounds, anytime you want to punch somebody in the face, I want you to punch play instead. That's your new tool. Sing, dance, bebop, shuffle, whatever it is that the music makes you want to do, that's what you want to connect to, because that's kind of the heart of your joy and where you're at. And we have a zillion favorite songs. And these are the guilty pleasure songs. These are the ones you don't want to acknowledge to anybody that you actually know and love. Go on your playlist. Put them there. 5 songs on a playlist. Do that today. Okay. So I know we're at time, so to recap. Breathe. Schedule 15 minutes, go for a walk. Schedule self-care time 2 times a week for 45 minutes. Develop a mantra. Develop 5 or 6 mantras if you need them. Short, quick, easy sentences for you to remember that you repeat to yourself to re-ground yourself when you need to. And play that funky music, right? Music. Make your playlist. 5 songs. All right. I used all of them last week. I really did. I blocked my calendar. I went for a walk. I played music. I did all of it. I breathed. I did all of it last week. And it did help. But I acknowledge, I pounded chicken first. I did. My first reaction was to yell and pound chicken. I'm human. Ladies, thank you for joining me tonight for Training Tuesday. As always, I love having you here. I love Training Tuesdays, which is why I get so mad if I have to cancel. I am going to note, and I will send out reminders, I have to cancel next Tuesday because that's actually a travel day and I couldn't get a different flight. So there will not be Training Tuesday next Tuesday, but we're back on schedule the Tuesday after that, which I think is the 14th. In the meantime, I am running a Black Friday special for the Accelerate Your Career course. So it's good from Black Friday. I announced it last Friday on Black Friday. It's good until this upcoming Friday, so you have a few more days. If you're interested in learning more about the Accelerate Your Career group coaching course, it's a 10-week course. It's a small group practice. I'd love to tell you all about it. Just drop the word Black Friday in the chat and we will schedule some time. I'll tell you about the course. We'll see if it's a fit for you. If it is, we'll get you signed up. If it is not a fit, I will let you know because I want everyone who joins the class to be successful. So we'll have a short conversation about your goals and where you're at. We'll make sure there's good alignment here, that this is going to work for you. We'll get you signed up. And if you do it before Friday, you get 20% off the registration fee. And that is it. So drop Black Friday in the chat if you'd like to learn about the group course. And for the rest of you, have a fabulous rest of your week. And I hope that you survived Thanksgiving very well. And I look forward to chatting with you guys again shortly. Take care, guys.